Ah, finally. Okay, thank you, YouTube. You are difficult to connect to. So we're just waiting for the transmitter to update at the moment, as you can see here on screen. Um, it did seem to get stuck at 49% earlier, which is normally a sign that I need to disconnect and reconnect the device. But okay, we made a bit more progress this time. That's good. I'll give that a minute or two. Let people stream in. Not that I'm expecting a large audience today, but that's fine. So in the last video, I don't know if I can combine two videos, but we installed the FHSS module, the FS-R005 that just recently came out for the NB-4. That basically allows the NB-4 to speak FHSS. And this means that you don't need a separate FHSS controller for the standard Mini Zs. Currently, or previously, only the NB-4 could only really talk to the EVOs, and you need a special receiver for the EVOs. So this is a rather nice upgrade, and now definitely makes me recommend the FlySky as an upgrade for, or a starting point for most people getting into Mini Z. It's just such a nice controller. I enjoy it a lot. Come on, firmware. Yeah, so as I was saying in the previous stream, FlySky's been really, really good in that they've been doing a lot of upgrades. They didn't just release a device and then stop. They've been adding more and more features, and they've been simplifying the UI quite significantly. There's now the ability to swipe left, right, up and down on the main menu to access some quick menus, which is great because I normally have it set to key bindings on like the left-hand swipe and timer on the right, because I do change the key bindings quite a bit, and also tweak like the steering exponential and throttle exponential, which once you've got the endpoints styled in, those are probably the next two things you want to go off and optimize. So now there will be a lot more videos coming in the future. I would like to try and do one per week. We'll see how that goes. Because of the amount of time I've been away, I've got a significant backlog of vehicles to build. We will be changing the format, though. I probably will still be doing the full, raw, unedited video things, but I do want to do more concentrated and streamlined videos. I've got a bit of a better recording setup now. As you can see, we've got this camera, which is exceptionally high quality. And we've also got this camera down here, which is not nearly as good. And this is my old camera. It's got a bit of a green tinge because it's actually not for recording. It's actually for machine vision. So it's really, really good at some things, but taking good high-quality photos, it definitely is not. So just go back to desktop over camera. Waiting for the firmware to update a bit more. Now, I was on 0.93? No, 2.093 before. And I thought that had the firmware for the FHSS module. Turns out that's not the case. You will need to upgrade to 2099. And on the notes itself, it says only to upgrade to that version if you want the FHSS module. And it'll also say your models will be reset. Now, that is technically true. However, in, I think it was 2.075 or 2.083, they introduced the FlySky Assistant app. So if you use the FlySky Assistant app, you can actually plug your Noble NB-4 into the PC and download all the models off the device itself and save them onto your hard drive. And then you can do the firmware upgrade and then restore all the models. So a bit more cumbersome. I personally prefer to just reset everything up again because for me it's relatively quick. Plus I've probably got more than 20 RC cars now, so I do swap the active set on my NB-4 quite a bit. Apart from that, I've got a couple of other things I do want to do some videos on. So I picked up some new tools lately. A lot of people will be familiar with the tools I recommend. Unfortunately, they're very, very difficult. You can't actually buy them anymore. However, I did pick up an iFixit kit. And I've got a much larger one around here as well. And these are on par in terms of quality, if not better. So I'll be doing a review later on in regards to that. In fact, I'm just having a look at this. And I think this is a hex nut for one of the wheel nuts. Let me just check the sizing on that. Oh, will it fit? No, it's a bit too large. It would have been nice if it was for the Mini Z. But it's just nice having a tool set that covers everything. So, and one that's engineered as well as this one is. Once again, ball bearings in the handles, that sort of thing. Very, very smooth, very, very clean. Let's just put that screw back so I can pull this out. So there we go. Can we do it on camera? There we go. So ball bearing in there. Very good. So expect a review on that and the bigger brother later on. This was a Rort. I had to buy this from the US and get it imported, and that was still cheaper by 40% than buying it locally. Even with all the price conversions and everything, the markup on Amazon for the Australian website is the price is about 250% of the US one. So it was mind-bending. RF firmware update. Yes, so let me just swap back. Dual cam. Here we go. So that's what I got when I started up. I'm just going to quickly disconnect because we don't need to be hooked up anymore. My desk is so full of crap that needs to be built. There we go. So we're updating the RF firmware. Awesome, we're updated. Hey, Takalama. Nice to see you. How is it going for you today? Did a radio frequency setup. And there we have it. We've got FHSS support. Now, I did actually prep my Mini Z buggy. It did need a bit of a soldering job. I forgot I actually pulled the wires on it. So let's bring that into view. And unfortunately, black on black is very, very difficult to see. But actually had these wires pull out, which is really, really common. So I made it a bit more robust this time, but I will be getting some hot glue in there later. Pro tip, don't use super glue. Super glue is actually electrically conductive and will short everything out. I made that mistake once and destroyed a project. So what are we going to do here? There's a couple of things. I need a binding stick. I don't have one on here, but I can use... Let me just refresh this page because I think I just lost connection. So we will make our own binding stick like that. Okay, I am still live. That is excellent. I don't know what happened there, but I just dropped my connection. So I've got to remember actually how we bind because it's been so long. So is that a button? No, the button's here. So if you just excuse me. Hold down the button. Locate the power slot. That. So you can see the LED is flashing rapidly. And then on here, we're just going to do the bind. If you can remember how. Radio frequency adjustments, RX set, bind. It doesn't look to be rapidly flashing anymore, so I'm just going to retry this. I can hear the Mini Z making a whining noise, which I'm not too happy about. Doesn't seem to be binding. Now that could just actually be an issue at my end rather than an issue with the receiver. So I'm just going to back out of this for a minute. Steering force and gyro gain. Let's...
Binding.
So as soon as I release it, it says it's bound. That's concerning. Oh, it was bound. Okay, there you go. I forgot FHSS has no feedback, unlike the NB-4 receivers. So awesome. We can already see. And that feels responsive, which is good. Okay, I've got a massive issue with my electronics in that case. If you can hear that, I've probably got a short, so I'll have to be really, really careful. But that's it. That's it in a nutshell. Nice and simple. Was a bit expensive, but a lot cheaper than like buying an alternate receiver. So there is that. Especially if you're going to get somewhat serious. Definitely recommended. And much like honestly, the NB-4 is so much better than the KT. Or was it the KT425 PT? Yeah, KT432 PT. The software is near identical, and that's because the FlySky actually helped develop and design that Kyosho controller. The Kyosho controller is actually a rebranded FlySky in a different case. So yeah, I can definitely recommend this. The firmware update is probably going to make this annoying for most people. That is a bit of a bummer, but it's sort of the price you pay. But as I said, you get additional features, and they've streamlined the interface quite significantly, so it is actually worth doing the update anyway. So that's it. Expect more videos from me in the future. I just want to do a quick one to get me back into practice, and I hope to see you all around. In the meantime, keep on mini-Zing. See ya.